It starts spring. Right, so
Glad you're keeping track of that.
All right. Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024, 7 p.m. City Council meeting. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilman Haycraft.
here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Here.
Councilman Cohen.
Here.
Councilman Phillips.
Here.
Councilman Welch.
Here.
Councilman Munger.
Here.
And Mayor Lauderman.
Here. There being a quorum present, I'll call the meeting to order. Bob, will you do the invitation for me, please?
Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here this evening. We thank you for the wonderful weather and weekend we've had. A safe weekend, all the festivities. Now as we get ready to go into this new week, start the week and we start this meeting, we ask that you would be with us and let us instilled with your wisdom as we try to make important decisions for the city. Lord, for it's your help that we rely on you ourselves. We ask this in Jesus' name.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. I need approval of the agenda for tonight, please.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mayor. I need
Do you want
the,
to do that now? Or?
yes,
Okay.
please.
We do have to amend the closed session. Back up a minute. We're going to close under 1, 3, 13, and 22. We have to add. Still need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Now we'll go backwards. Need approval of the agenda for tonight as amended.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of minutes of regular scheduled council meeting August 20th, 2024, please.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I need approval of payroll and claims, second half of August 2024.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public comments. Looks like we have Harry Williamson. On up.
Hi, I've written this down so I can read it and not leave anything out. Public speaking skills have gotten a little rusty over the years. My name is Perry Williamson. I live at 2334 Market Street. Have for over 19 years. I want to address the council regarding street maintenance that the city is negligent in. Talking about striping the city streets, such as center lines, double yellow no passing lines, white lines on the outer edges of the roads, stop lines, stop sign controlled intersections. Some of the main streets in town have not received fresh striping in several years and are so faded you can't see them in many places, such as Palmyra Road, Market Street, Central Avenue, Clinic Road, Head Lane, Munger Lane, Stardust west of Munger Lane, to name some of them. I noticed Grand Avenue and Warren Barrett have received some inadequate token striping this summer. All of these streets are busy streets in Hannibal and have speed limits over 30 miles an hour or more. Last year, I talked to Mr. Dorian and Councilman Frankie, and they explained equipment issues and manpower issues were the reason it didn't get done last year. This spring, I emailed Mr. Cohen after he was elected about the issue, and he said that it was supposed to be on the schedule to get taken care of. Today, I called the street department to talk to someone about the schedule, and no one knowledgeable was available. The receptionist took my name and number and said she'd try to have someone call me back. I didn't receive a call today. The yellow paint used in some of the roads, like Grand Avenue, if you've been up there lately, is very dull and non-reflective. It's not the same paint the state uses at their intersections, which is a bright yellow and is reflective at night. And it's raining and the headlights are shining on it. I don't think the paint the city's using is going to show up on dark, rainy nights. This is a safety issue because drivers rely on the city to paint the stripes so they know where their lane boundaries are. If someone crosses the center line and causes a traffic crash head-on with another vehicle, I think the city will be liable for a wrongful death lawsuit, being negligent in maintaining the streets. How much time I got left, but if you want to give me an extra minute, I'll tell you why I'm concerned about this. 5.5 years ago, my 33-year-old son was killed in a traffic crash that was caused by a faulty traffic control device. If that traffic control device had been working, my son would be alive today, and his widow and his 2 small kids would have him at home with them. Someone needs to be responsible for taking care of this issue in the city and see that it gets done. And if it doesn't get done, they need to be held accountable.
I'm sorry for your loss.
As am I.
Thank you.
Andy?
I would challenge you all to go out and drive around town and look and see if you think what's being done is adequate, because I don't.
Is the paint the same as he said? Okay.
Okay, well, drive through the intersection of 36 and Old 79 or 61. And look at the yellow markings that the state's put down for their traffic that they're responsible for, and then go look and see what the city's got. Well, it's not the same thing.
And Andy, the process is you put the paint down while the paint's still wet. You apply the reflective beads. Is that correct? Okay.
Suggestion may be taking some of the money that's going to local engineering firms to update things in the park that really aren't necessary. Okay, I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dylan O'Rourke, Rourke Contracting.
I'm going to speak up a little bit because I got awful hearing. Just kind of trying to talk like I did. Basically, on the 11th of next week, I have some plans to do concrete at the Murphy US, and it's right here at Walmart. I was really just coming to propose that I could possibly do some work during the nighttime. The only thing that would be an issue of me doing work at night would be the fact that I would run a jackhammer on a skid loader. It would be a little bit louder. I was just wondering if it would be okay because Holman's apartments are pretty close there. And then I know there's like the little senior living that's on the side of Walmart as well. I just didn't want to be able to go and do work. And then I talked to the police station. They said to come here because they'll citation it, whether just if anybody calls, they will. They said to kind of bring it to you all and see what you all said.
So are you operating on are you on Walmart property? Is that what you're doing?
I believe it's Walmart property, or it might just be owned by the Murphy US there. I don't know if they do it all together or.
Okay.
Well, the whole decibel thing goes to outdoor concerts. But this would, is basically, it's after, chief, is it 11? If somebody calls, basically, yeah, well, it's going to be at the discretion of the officer whether they think it's at an unreasonable level. You can always call, but the officer isn't always going to do it. But the whole big, long, complicated section with decibels and all that has to do with outdoor performances. This type of noise would just be something that, because it's after, and it might even be 10, but for some reason I'm thinking it's at 11. Look, the chief's looking. He's so good. He's a much better lawyer than I am.
How long would the project take, you think? How long do you think the project would take? How long do you think the project would take?
I would like to have it done in 4 days, but I'm thinking 6 tops. I try to get concrete to come at night, they won't, so we have to do it in the morning, like at 6. So it just depends on how easy it is on tearing it out. And it's not just pull up, still rip it out. You gotta kind of pull it out and try and save the other areas that we're not trying to damage those. So I think 6 days tops, but I'm hopefully have it done in 4.
I think the only concern that I would have is those apartments because of the vicinity, how close that is to that construction. The apartments that are right there, the apartments, that's the only concern I have is how close that they are.
Yeah, that was my concern too, because they are close. I mean,
Well, I mean, Holman is would be considered several city blocks away
Yeah.
because it's down the hill and around that corner from where he'd be working.
What type of hours are you proposing to use this skid loader? What hours were you proposing to use
what was that?
these? What hours were you proposing to use
I
this?
would probably get there to like 11, and then probably work till about 3, and then we're gonna try and cut the base and ready for concrete by like 6. It'll be from the hours like you'd hear. There would be noise from the hours of 11 to 3.
The most you could do, is go ahead and start, and if there is complaints, you're going to have to adjust your hours as far
It's
as breaking
9
it up.
p.m.
That'd be fine. I just don't want to go up there and then if I do get a complaint, they try and find me. If somebody says something, my main thing was just wanting to. Walmart's tricky. In that section it's at, like some of that concrete comes on to that actual road right there, like in between JCPenney's and the gas station. And I just didn't want to make a big ruckus there all day. I'd have to pay extra guys to kind of maneuver cars and tell them where to go. If we have to, it's not that big.
Anybody else have any other questions? Just need a motion to approve.
What was that?
I'm talking to them.
I think that's awful late to.
The ordinance reads between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m.
It's the noise ordinance.
What's actually prohibited is it's unlawful for any person to make, continue, or cause to be made or continue any excessive, unnecessary, or unusually loud noise. This probably wouldn't be excessive or unnecessary, but it might be unusually loud for that area. So there is certainly an argument that it would be a violation if someone complains. Again, it's not a decibel issue. It's just basic. It's more of the officer comes and says, yeah, boy, that's terrible. They could write a ticket. Measure is not from where he is. The measure would be at the apartments. The officer would go to the apartments. The officer agrees that that's an unnecessarily loud noise. He could issue a citation. He could issue a warning also, but it's at the officer's discretion for anything other than outdoor performances, because on those we have a specific decibel level.
Right. Dylan, I would say try to do it earlier than 11. Get it done before then. Yep.
Fine.
I mean that's just the better way to do it.
Okay.
All right. And as far as that goes, you wouldn't need our work on private property. So as far as that goes, you don't need our approval to work on private property, which is what you would be doing.
Yeah.
So, all right?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Michael Fuller, Hannibal High School, street closure.
Hello, I'm just trying to propose our 75th annual Hannibal Band Day. We want to hold that on September 21st at 3 p.m. for the parade. It's the same route we've done for the last 20 some years. Go up South Grand from Delaney Park and then down Broadway and we'll end past the floodgates. Where buses will pick students up and bring them back to Porter Stadium for the field show.
I'll make a motion we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There you go.
Thank
That
you.
easy.
23 years now.
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. Stephanie Cooper, Douglas Community Center. Looks like they're requesting street closures. Do you know what streets they're requesting?
Weidman's.
The White Men's Pavilion for a Douglas capital campaign. It includes burgers for sale, beer, closures, and electricity for the pavilion. So they're just asking for a Hill Street at the top of the pavilion. Like many do that rent the White Men's, they're asking for the top
Hill Street in the
at
alleys.
Main Street, the top of Hill Street to be closed for the event.
And everything's good for that?
We
Andy?
are pending insurance.
I'll make a motion to approve pending insurance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No? Raquel, am I right?
Hello, Raquel Jack. I'm coming for the street closures for Christmas Living Windows, the Halloween Living Dead windows, and the Trunk or Treat event, which we've been doing for quite some years. Any questions? It'll be the closure of Main Street.
And Christmas one is Saturday, December 14th.
That is correct.
Yep.
I had it
Typo on
amended.
that.
Yeah,
The clerk had a bad word.
it's okay.
Anybody have any questions?
That is only Main Street
Correct. It is only Main Street.
from between Broadway and North.
Right.
I do have one note on that. We had the street closure for Twain on Main, and the police force, we asked that at a certain time that they come down and help us clear the streets for safety, and they stated they were not aware last time. Is that something I should do to remind them day
It
of
should
our
be
event?
in your request.
It is in it was in our request last time as well. I just want to make sure I bring it up just in case. Like, I'm more than happy to do what I need.
Yeah.
Would you like me to call the day before the day? Okay, perfect.
And Lieutenant Wilt did see all of that, and he's aware of it. So if you just call and give him a reminder, but
Absolutely.
he's definitely expecting it.
Cool. Awesome.
I'll make a motion to approve all three pending insurance.
Second.
We need to do each one separately. Batch. Need a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Under me, two things. I need a motion to start the 106 process for 109 Virginia, the old hospital. This will help us with any grants, any remediation that we need. It's kind of a wordy process that Lisa has to go through to fill all this out, but it will help us tremendously moving forward, not on just on this, but also on other things that we might have coming. So I just need your approval to get that started. Have we?
Lisa, can you explain what's involved?
Yeah, so the 106 process is basically delisting it from the historic register. So we have to go through SHPO to do that. If we're going to get any state or federal grants, if we intend to use any state or federal money or apply for it, then we'll have to go through this process. If we were going to self-fund the remediation and demo, we would not.
Very good.
Is this more formality than anything else?
Oh, no, I think it's going to be a lengthy and onerous process.
Okay.
We'll have to propose to them something to mitigate the loss of historic structure, and then they will come back and tell us what we actually have to do. But they won't tell us what we actually have to do in the beginning.
Do we have,
Go ahead.
pardon me, go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem.
No, go ahead.
Are there any costs associated with the 106 process?
Yeah, we will actually have to have some assistance from the engineers, and we will also have to do something to mitigate the loss. So it doesn't necessarily have to be incredibly costly, but we'll have to do some kind of display or some kind of, and we don't know what that is, and we won't until we're in it.
Display in the sense of
Like if we make
where
it a park,
the,
we could put
you know,
former side of the
former
historic
side of
St. Louis
history,
Park.
yeah.
Yeah, we might have to do some kind of exhibit or something like that. Be able to hear if,
Right.
that's not how it works.
So just to clarify it in my mind, Mayor, the 106 process includes the seeking of funds,
Yeah.
or
It would, once we do this, it makes it,
It's necessary. It is a requirement if we are going to get any state or federal money. And I can tell you that I'm working on some grants. I'm working with Cindy Holt's Council of Governments on an EPA grant and on another grant. But I don't know if it's funded.
Simplified, it's basically just removing the structure from the historic register.
Correct.
Place, you have a little,
Something. And it is a requirement if we go for
is there an end date on this 106? In
No, I mean,
Just
it's going to
open-ended?
take as long as,
case it takes us lengthy amount of time? It's open-ended?
yeah.
What's that?
don't say that.
Oh, you're right. I'm assuming it's 6 months.
We're not in control of the process and how it goes. We just have to go through the steps.
Now,
Okay.
remember, we're dealing with the federal government.
All right, well, thank you. I was really uninformed about the 106 process. I'll seek to learn a little bit more about that.
Just need a motion to move forward with it.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The second one under me is I need a motion for an appraisal and for the Lakeside Technology Park and to put it out that our intention is.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The reason we could have brought this under closed, I felt that we needed to be above board, transparent, that that's exactly what we were doing with the park, with the industrial park. I think that's citizen. All right, Andy.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Two items tonight. I spoke to the mayor a couple weeks ago about the purchase of 912 Lindell Avenue. It's the old dilapidated house with the Marion County trustee. And so we would acquire it, demo it, and just add it to the many, many flood buyout properties that are adjacent to it. So answer any questions. It is, I think I wrote down there, $1 to the county trustee and $39 to the recorder. Total price $40. We do.
All right, I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Go ahead.
Okay. Next up, I'm working with Hutchinson Engineering on the James Road Bridge, which is on near Casano. It's a weird one. It doesn't look like a bridge, but it's an old bridge. It was built in 1934. Currently, it's rated a 5 on MoDOT's list. It's been that way for a while. we really want to be ahead of the game here. Once it gets downgraded to a 4, there is a chance that it could have a weight restriction placed on it. Pretty good chance for that. So we want to go ahead and at least start the process, get a cost estimate, what that's going to cost to replace. We don't have $500,000 sitting in the budget, so we're going to need to kind of think ahead on this one.
Unfortunately, that's ours. Right?
It is ours, yes. So we need to kind of get a plan in place for when it is time to replace that bridge. It's not one of those things that's got to be replaced tomorrow, but that time is coming, and I'd rather be ahead of the game than kind of chasing our tails at the end. So we have an engineering contract with Hutchinson for $5,000. I'll put a report together for the council to review and with a cost estimate.
That's going to be a major inconvenience when that happens.
It's a 2-span bridge. It's an awkward bridge because it's offset. So
Who initially constructed?
I would assume I think that's MoDOT. Would have been a MoDOT highway back in the 30s. We do have the original plan.
They don't bear any responsibility on the repair now.
It's a city street.
Okay. Resolution 2517-24. Thanks. Mike?
Good evening. Seeking council approval to set a public hearing for September 17th, 6:45 p.m. The rezoning of 523 family to industrial.
How are we going to do industrial or commercial side?
It's supposed to be industrial. There's industrial all around it. It's the piece of property just to the west of the city's wall. Right.
Okay.
Strip. For some reason, it's still everything is industrial. So planning and zoning unanimously just ask permission to set the public hearing.
The north or south side of Warren Barrett?
Be the south side of and the east side
It's a big empty lot, Brad Walden.
of big giant empty lot. It goes down to 6th Street really.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. Tricia?
All right, good evening. In front of you is a request for council to approve the Hannibal Visitors Guide design. A legal notice was placed in the Hannibal Courier Post on August 3rd, and a request for proposal was sent out to vendors requesting information for a 3-year bid design for the Hannibal Visitors Guide. To be more efficient. Bids were opened here in council chambers on August 19th with the deputy city clerk. One bid was submitted by McDonald Video and Photography, and it was in the amount of $18,750. This is the same vendor that has been doing it for the last several years and is verified to have a Hannibal business license. So I'm recommending that this bid be accepted in the amount of $18,750 over 3 years, which breaks down to $6,250 a year. Went up slightly, like $100 a year from this year, and it's a 3-year contract.
All right, I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Now we have resolution 2517-24. I need a motion to have the clerk read this resolution and call the roll for adoption.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution 2517-24, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a $5,000 engineering service agreement between the city of Hannibal and Hutchinson Engineering for an analysis report of the James Road Bridge, as well as a cost estimate to replace said bridge. Councilman Haycraft,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Knobson,
Yes.
Councilman Cohen,
Yes.
Councilman Phillips,
Yes.
Councilman Welch,
Yes.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
and Mayor Lauderman.
Yes. I declare resolution 2517-24 duly approved and adopted on this day.
That's it.
Now I need a motion to go into closed session in accordance with RSMO 610.021, 1, 3, 13, and 22 as amended. Yes.
ask that you, and that unless we have an emergency, closed session issue, really we need to post that. I request that we take the legal issue up at the next meeting in closed session.
Okay. Need to back up and need to unamend. Motion for that.
I guess I'll make a motion to amend the amendment.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now, motion to go into closed session in accordance with RSMO 610, 21, 3, 13, and 22. I'm admitting myself, city manager, city attorney, city clerk, Eric Graham, IT director, Andy Dorian,
The council.
and city council. That'd be good. Yes, I did. Okay, a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Councilman Haycraft,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dawson.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilman Phillips,
Yes.
Councilman Welch.
Yes.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
Mayor Lauderman.
Yes.